Hola amigos, welcome to a journey through Spain's economic landscape. Gather round and let's talk about Spain, a country known for its vibrant culture and rich history. Before 2008, Spain was the picture of European prosperity, a shining example of growth and success. Think sunshine, tapas, and a booming economy. Construction was rampant, with new buildings popping up everywhere. People were buying homes like churros, with the real estate market hotter than a summer day in Seville. Foreign investors were throwing money at Spain like it was a bullfight, and they were all holding fistfuls of euros, eager to get a piece of the action. Spain had joined the cool kids club, the Eurozone, in 1999, bringing a new era of financial integration. This brought in a wave of cheap credit, making it easier for people to borrow and spend. Spaniards, once known for their relaxed manana attitude, were suddenly all about that buy now, pay later life, embracing consumerism with open arms. But as with any good fiesta, it couldn't last forever. The party was winding down. The music was about to stop and someone was going to be left without a chair, facing the harsh reality of economic downturn. The Spanish economy, much like a delicious paella, had many ingredients, each contributing to its unique flavor. Tourism was sizzling, construction was booming, and foreign investment was flowing, creating a heady mix of prosperity. But beneath the surface, a dangerous paella burner was on high, a housing bubble that was growing larger and more unstable, and it was about to explode, leaving a sticky mess that would take years to clean up, affecting countless lives and reshaping the economy. Imagine a beach, right? A beautiful, serene coastline where the waves gently kiss the shore. But instead of sandcastles, everyone's building massive, luxurious villas out of sand. These aren't just any villas. They're grand, opulent structures that scream wealth and extravagance. That was Spain's housing market. Prices were soaring, fueled by cheap loans and a belief that the good times would never end. The market was on fire, and everyone wanted a piece of the action. Banks were practically giving away mortgages like they were party favors. It was as if anyone with a pulse could get a loan, no questions asked. People were buying second, third, even fourth homes, thinking they'd make a killing flipping them. The dream was to buy low, sell high, and retire early. But here's the thing about bubbles: they pop. And when they do, the fallout is never pretty. And when they do, it's messy. Lives are upended, savings are wiped out, and dreams are shattered. In 2007, the US subprime mortgage crisis triggered a global financial earthquake. The shockwaves were felt around the world. Spain, with its wobbly foundation of reckless lending and overvalued properties, felt the tremors big time. The once booming market came to a screeching halt. Construction projects stalled, leaving half-built skeletons across the landscape. These ghostly structures became a stark reminder of the boom and bust cycle. The party was over, and everyone was hungover. The aftermath was a sobering reality check for a nation that had been riding high on a wave of optimism. Remember those banks handing out mortgages like candy? Turns out a lot of those loans were bad subprime, they called them. People couldn't repay, and banks were left holding worthless properties. The whole financial system started to resemble a game of Jenga after a few too many glasses of sangria. One wrong move and the whole thing would collapse.
The Spanish government faced a dilemma: bail out the banks and risk public anger over using taxpayer money, or let them fail and risk a complete economic meltdown. We chose the former, injecting billions into struggling banks. It was a desperate attempt to prevent a full-blown depression.
Imagine trying to walk a tightrope during an earthquake while juggling chainsaws. That was basically Zapatero's situation. He was a socialist who believed in social welfare, but the crisis forced him to make tough choices. He cut spending, froze pensions, and raised taxes. These austerity measures, while necessary, were deeply unpopular.
To make matters worse, unemployment skyrocketed, especially among young people. Remember those construction jobs? Gone. The tourism sector, once a lifeline, also took a hit as people tightened their belts.
Zapatero, once hailed as a modernizer, became the face of Spain's economic woes. In 2011, facing dwindling support and a country on the brink, he decided not to seek re-election. Section 5. Rajoy's tough love, austerity, and recovery. Enter Mariano Rajoy, the leader of the Conservative People's Party.
I promised to fix the economy, but my prescription was more austerity. We had to slash public spending even further, cut healthcare and education budgets, and make it easier for companies to fire workers. It was tough love, Spanish style.
Rajoy argued that these painful measures were necessary to restore confidence in the Spanish economy.
We also implemented labor market reforms, making it easier for businesses to hire and fire workers. This, we believed, would boost competitiveness and create jobs in the long run.
Section 6. The Girdle case and beyond, corruption casts a shadow. As if the economic crisis wasn't bad enough, Spain was also grappling with a series of corruption scandals.
One of the biggest was the Gürtel case, which involved a slush fund operated by members of Rajoy's People's Party. The scandal, which implicated high-ranking officials in bribery and illegal party financing, further eroded public trust in the government.
The Girdle case, and others like it, highlighted a culture of cronyism and corruption that had flourished during the boom years.
It seemed that everyone, from politicians to bankers to construction magnates, had been in on the act. The scandals fueled public anger and cynicism, adding to the sense that the system was rigged against ordinary people.
Section 7. Green shoots in a scorched earth, the long road back. By 2013, Spain's economy had stabilized, albeit at a high cost. Austerity measures had brought the deficit under control, and the banking sector had been restructured.
Exports were growing, and tourism was making a comeback. Spain had avoided a complete economic collapse, but the road to recovery was long and arduous.
The human cost of the crisis was immense. Unemployment, while lower than its peak, remained stubbornly high.
Many Spaniards, especially young people, were forced to emigrate in search of work. The crisis had exposed deep-seated problems in the Spanish economy, from its over-reliance on construction to its rigid labor market.
Section 8. Lessons learned, or were they? Avoiding another siesta in the sun. So what did Spain learn from its economic siesta gone wrong?
Well, for one thing, relying on a housing bubble is like building a house of cards on a windy beach, not very sustainable. The crisis exposed the need for a more diversified economy, less reliant on bricks and mortar, and more on innovation and productivity.
It also highlighted the importance of fiscal responsibility and sustainable public finances. The days of easy credit and government overspending were over. Spain, like the rest of Europe, had to learn to live within its means. Section 9. The human cost of crisis, from boom to bust and back again. But beyond the economic indicators and policy prescriptions, there's the human cost of the crisis.
Families torn apart by unemployment, young people forced to abandon their dreams, a generation scarred by the experience. The crisis tested the fabric of Spanish society, exposing inequalities and fueling social tensions.
It showed that economic growth, while important, is not an end in itself. The true measure of a nation's well-being is the well-being of its people. Section 10. Spain's scars, a reminder of fragility. Even as Spain recovered, the scars of the crisis remained. The unemployment rate, while lower, was still high, especially among young people.
The crisis had exposed deep-seated structural problems in the Spanish economy, from its over-reliance on construction to its rigid labor market. The crisis served as a stark reminder of the fragility of economic prosperity.
It showed that even seemingly robust economies can be brought to their knees by a combination of internal weaknesses and external shocks. Section 11. Looking ahead. Can Spain outrun its past? So what does the future hold for Spain? As the country stands at the crossroads of tradition and modernity, it faces a unique set of challenges and opportunities. Can it outrun its past and build a more resilient and equitable economy? The journey ahead is complex and multifaceted.
The answer, as always, is complicated. Economic experts and policymakers are constantly debating the best path forward. Spain has made significant progress in diversifying its economy, promoting innovation and tackling corruption. These efforts are crucial for sustainable growth, but challenges remain, from high youth unemployment to the rise of populism. These issues threaten to undermine the progress made.
The Spanish crisis, like all crises, was a time of both peril and opportunity. It tested the nation's resilience and adaptability. It forced Spain to confront its weaknesses and make tough choices. The decisions made during this period will shape the country's future.
Whether it has learned the right lessons and can build a better future for all its citizens remains to be seen. The balance between preserving cultural heritage and embracing innovation is delicate. But one thing is certain: the Spanish people, known for their resilience and zest for life, will face the future with the same passion and determination that has carried them through difficult times before. Their spirit is unbreakable. Hasta la vista, and may your paella always be delicious. As Spain moves forward, its rich traditions and vibrant culture will continue to be a source of strength and inspiration.